Okay. Hi, welcome to the stream. Today we're talking about riding trains. So I'm gonna train-splain to you the difference between an IM and a GM and my favorite cross-country lines to ride, as well as 5 products that you absolutely cannot do without when you're riding trains. So yeah, let's get into it. It's very important to have the information available to folks that are ignorant of the many ins and outs of being a train rider. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This stream is about being trans, not trains. There's a lot of overlap, so an easy mistake to make. But yeah, hold on. Let's switch gears here, okay? Cheers, reprobates. How's it going? Yeah, I knew that this was a stream about being trans. I'm gonna just like transplain then. And I know that actually I'm gonna fix this lighting here. I know that a lot of you on my channel that follow my shit are probably some type of queer, but a lot of you are not. And some folks, there's many different reasons why people get brought to my channel, and I'm gonna keep the trains in the background because I like them. It's nice. A lot of people come to my channel because they see my train videos, so that's cool. And a lot of people come to my channel because they like the outdoors and off-grid stuff. Let me turn off the AC unit here so it's a little less white noise. And a lot of other folks come to my channel because they've seen some of my talks about being queer or, just general culture and counterculture stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about that. And the thing about me being trans is like that's not what my channel's about. That's a big part of who I am, and it's important to understand to some degree. Like you don't have to understand everything about what a trans person's experience is like. This is just for folks who are curious. I checked my comments this morning, and there was some that I hadn't seen before where Gnome was informing some morons that my pronouns are they, them, and being really cool about it, actually. So I appreciate that. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but... and then this fool was like, I don't give a shit, basically, like, why do you have to make things political? And it's like, that made me eye roll so hard that my fucking eyes almost, like, pulled a muscle or whatever. Like, it's the dumbest fucking thing, because, like, literally nobody was talking about politics until this fuckwad got big triggered about pronouns, and that's like the funniest fucking thing to me when people are like, pronouns, and then it's like, bro, like, holy shit. That's like being triggered by somebody informing you that they have allergies or something when it's pertinent, like I come outside, my eyes are just like red and weepy, and I'm sneezing all over the place, and then of course it makes perfect sense that I would clarify, like, it's not the COVID, buddy. I've got serious allergies. Like, oh, yes, an explanation, of course. But imagine if somebody was like, you don't have to make things political. We don't give a shit that you have allergies. It's crazy. So, yeah, that comment, well, it was a few comments. And, if there's people leaving super rude comments, especially like there was no reason for this guy to be rude to our homie Gnome. There was absolutely no provocation. But, getting angry at other people for existing is like, it insane. So that's kind of what got me thinking about that sort of thing. And yeah, it was on a train video. It's like literally, dude, like, and he's trying to argue, like, I came here to see, just enjoy the video about riding trains and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about pronouns. It's like, bro, nobody's stopping you. Like, you just, like, enjoyed my content, and you have absolutely zero respect for me. You want all of, like, the nice things without anything else. Like, that's just being an adult baby. I'm sorry, but, like, being an adult, sometimes things happen that really don't affect you at all, and you don't have to, like, make heads or tails of it. If you're, you know, if you're offended by somebody's pronouns, then don't go outside. Just, like, stay home, because that's like a mental illness. Okay, being so upset about somebody else's identity that doesn't affect you at all, to the point that it completely cripples your social life. That's a disability, my friend. So yeah, I'm gonna get to some questions here, and keep them coming, please. Like, I don't care if they're ignorant, as long as you're not trying to, like, piss me off. I'll answer your stupid fucking questions, and I will try my best not to make fun of you. And if I do, it's in love. It's because I care about you and I appreciate you. And I think that if I'm pulling your leg a little bit, not the way that I pull my leg off, because I'm an amputee. Anyway, if I'm pulling your leg a little bit, it's a compliment. I'm not gonna try and tell you that me completely just, like, fucking with you is doing it in love or jest, but, you know, like, I like good-natured ribbon, so that's how some of us show that we care, and that we think you can handle it. So anyway, yeah, we got trains in the background, trans in the foreground. We got hopefully some nice, well, I see some nice regulars in the chat already. That's beautiful. And some new folks. I just finished watching not a live stream, a video about kind of dead internet and that sort of thing, and I learned that only 5% of people that interact with the internet are actually, like, bringing something to the table. The rest, 95% of people just consume. And I'm sure that a number of those people also make angry, they pull their fucking hands out of their pants long enough to write a comment to me saying, like, you know, you're bad or something, or, like, fuck your channel, you know. But then that means you guys here participating in chat are among the small percent of internet users that actually bring something back to the table. So thank you all for your participation. That is why I like doing live streams. I actually really didn't like doing live streams for the longest time, but I did them because I appreciate you guys, and at least, like, the viewers that were around back then. And now I'm kind of just, you know, I do like the exchange and the discourse. So yeah, it's fun. Let's see if anybody has got any questions already. Yeah, and sorry for the stream difficulties to begin with. That was super annoying. Okay, let's see. Aaron says, I'm a super queer. Fuck yeah. Ayla Rude is a she, her. There you go. That's an example of pronouns. People that get upset about pronouns, it's like, how can... You have to be, like, really, really dumb to broadcast, like, your whole ass like that. Like, that you're so dumb that you don't even know what it is that you're mad about. Like, that's so fucking funny to me. Like... It's so fucking funny to me. People that are like, pronouns. It's like, my brother in Christ, calm down. You don't even know what pronouns are, or you would be mad that you have them. Like, wait till they find out that that they have pronouns and that they actually do care about which pronouns they're called. And I did like a whole series about this a couple of years ago, back when I was in New Orleans. And, oh, what's in my mouth? Gross. And traveling from New Orleans. And yeah, so I explain, and I'm going to kind of put it in a nutshell here while I look for some more comments. Okay, there's a question there. Oh yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, I'm having very non-linear thoughts. Another thing that was said on that comment earlier on my video about riding trains, where the guy got triggered about me having pronouns. He also, I'm assuming it's a he. I don't know. He also, no, it was a different comment. It was a whole different. I had a few comments this morning, which is great. Keep commenting, even if it's stupid. A different person was trying. I think they were trying to defend me, or something. I don't know how I missed all of these conversations, but he was saying like, you know, you might not like it, but your sexual orientation isn't, it's not even like normally kept private in society or something like that. And he's making a good point about, but it's unrelated because it was funny and it's hard to explain in a nutshell, but you get what I'm saying. The guy was like, hey, you know what? It's okay to be public about your sexual preferences or something. And I'm just like face palming, like, fucking, like, dude, pronouns are not sexual preference. Like, I don't even know where to begin to address that. So yeah, just for those of you that are a little slow here, your gender identity is not the same as your physical sex, and your physical sex and your gender identity, two different things, are also not your sexual preference, okay? You might have, most people, their physical sex is also identified by society as their gender identity and expression. So if you're cisgender, you were born with a cock and you're a guy, okay? Or, you know, for women, you're born with a cunt and you identify as a woman, and you know, that's fine. You can't control that. That's how you were born. Just like, you know, how I'm trans and I can't control that. There's not like any, you would have to like basically like kill my brain for me to be like alive and not trans, you know? Or you could hate crime me too, like a lot of people want to do, unfortunately. Not like just me personally, but like trans people in general. There's a lot of hate. So intellectual curiosity is asking me, do you have fave trans YouTubers? I definitely went through a phase where I was watching different trans YouTubers when, like before and shortly after I started HRT. And, you know, I kind of tended more towards the funny ones, like Jamie Dodger is pretty big. I used to watch what's her name? Counterpoints, but I don't know. There was some like weird Counterpoints drama that I got really sick about hearing about. So I can't remember what it was, but she had some philosophical ideas that like I'm super down to watch other people, even if they have different opinions from me. But like at a certain point, if your philosophy is like getting into the zone where you could actually like cause people to hurt themselves or each other, then like I can't fuck with that. And I can't remember exactly what it was, so it might not have been that egregious, but I don't remember. Let's see. I like the newer, a newer content creator that I've been enjoying is that my my life as an emo, or like, what's his name? He's like a British trans guy, and he makes like comics and short videos and longer videos about being an angsty teenage emo girl that's, not out of the closet trans guy yet, and it's really relatable. I think it's super funny. And yeah, I can't remember like names of YouTubers just like off the top of my head. That's just not really how my brain works. But if I think of any more, I'll let you know. Or if you think of any that you want to hear my opinion on, then you can let me know. White Russian says, hello, ladies and gentlemen in chat. What about us, man? What about the they, thems? I'm not actually mad. I'm just like, that's always my response when people are like, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like, okay. No, I don't get mad. It's fine. Gender inclusive language is important, I think. Let's see. Vicky Thalio is in Yucca Valley. That's cool. I was just in Yucca Valley. Intellectual Curiosity says, hope today has been less painful. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be in more and more pain most days, unless I'm sitting on ass, and I really don't like sitting on ass. I have things to do. I think I went a little too hard on with my prosthetic on day before yesterday. I didn't do that much. I was just kind of riding the scooter around getting groceries and whatnot, and it took a little longer than I was expecting, and I'm still hurting. So it's not gonna get better. There's like the relief. The only way to make it stop is to get a new prosthetic, and I've been working on getting that for about 6 months now, and I don't have a new prosthetic. So it's not going to stop. And I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I can feel myself becoming really fucking angry about it. So I'm actually going to roll a cigarette and catch up with other comments on stream. This is a stream. You get to ask questions about the trans experience. Other questions I will ignore because that is not what this stream is about. There is one topic: I'm trans. What do you got to say about it? All right? What's your questions? What's something you've always wondered? Whether it be maybe stuff about things that like maybe every trans person might deal with, or stuff that I specifically might deal with. And I'm going to try and not get too hung up on comments, because like that, the comments that I just read off were like from minutes ago. And I'm trying to smoke less, and the reason it might seem to y'all that I smoke often is because I do so when I'm like socializing or doing YouTube stuff, so people see me do it more often than I actually do. Let's see, where's my lighter? Fuck. Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, so I'm in a lot of physical pain right now because of my legs. So my patience is a little lower, but I'm gonna try and be like really patient with people during this stream, because I do want to give folks a chance to learn something without me fucking tearing them a new asshole. But yeah, I'm in a lot of pain because of my leg. I'm frustrated. I had quit Kratom for the most part, but I took some today a little earlier, so I'm kind of high, not like crazy, like, you know, I'm not impaired, but I'm kind of frustrated about that because I didn't want to have to keep using Kratom because I have other medications, and it's kind of hard on my stomach. But also, I wouldn't be able to wear my leg right now if I hadn't. Okay, let's see. Rushan says, thank you for being here, Corn, or there will be no reason. Thank you, Rushan. Nice to see you. Jorge says, or George. Is it George or Jorge? And also, sir, I love your enthusiasm, but like you've been leaving a lot of comments on my videos. Just like put all of those comments into like one, because it's kind of hard to deal with. Tim Keesby is asking, can I just call you dude? Yes, you can. I'm actually wearing my Trans Dudes of LA shirt, so like there is a spectrum to being trans, and that's a very good question. And thank you for asking, actually. That's exactly, you know, like it doesn't have to be like hard-hitting questions. Me personally, I'm very cool with that because I'm trans masculine. Trans masculine doesn't necessarily mean that you're trans male. Because there is a spectrum. You got male and female, and you've got kind of in between. And that's not just like based on feelings and shit. That's actually based on science. So if you're gonna rush to the comments and type out some dumb shit about science and biology, just know that us adults have already had all of these conversations, and that there's people much smarter than you that are putting out very real studies and information contrary to your beliefs. So pull your wad of panties out of your butt and join the conversation with adults if that's you. Not you, Tim. You're fine. I'm just riffing off of what you asked. I'm okay with being called dude because I am trans masculine, so I'm non-binary in kind of a guy way, you know. So there's that, and there's people there's gender expression, which is separate from your gender identity. You can be a cisgender man and also look really, really good in stilettos and tight dress and, you know, whatever the fake boobies, or maybe not, you know, there's, you know, you can be the biggest, burliest man too and enjoy wearing little cocktail dresses once in a while. That's fine. That's called femme presentation. You can have a femme presentation while having a masculine identity, as an example, or vice versa. You can be a cisgender woman and very proud and comfortable with that, but also wear stuff that's traditionally worn by men. There's tons of people like that. So that's masculine presenting female, and female presenting, or femme presenting male. I know these are a lot of words, but you know, the only types of people who get offended by all of these words are typically people that don't even speak more than the English language, which is embarrassing for them, because it's like, bro, you speak one language. Like, how are you getting offended by your only language? Let's see. Noah just kicked for Buds and Bones. Thank you, Noah. Let's see. Oh, hey, fuck yeah, dude. You're so sweet, man. And Tanya also kicked down, and Peter Strauss. Fuck yeah, you guys. Damn. Thank you so much. Fucking, okay, that just put my mood right back up. All right, fuck yeah. We're gonna take a rip on you, buddy. I dropped this on the ground like the moment I brought it in yesterday, so I had to tape it up, but it's full and it's good stuff. It's some live rosin. Oh yeah, that'll hit the spot. Ooh. Ooh. And if you haven't yet, go onto Instagram and follow Trans Dudes of LA. I'm serious, it's good stuff. There's cool stuff. They're on YouTube here now too, so follow them on YouTube. Just type in Trans Dudes of LA, no spaces. That's my homie Mish, who's been my fucking rock. Rushan says, I'm a they, them. Okay, noted. Sorry if I misgendered you earlier. I don't remember But if I did, my bad. Ryo's in chat. What's up? LC asks, okay, the first question is in earnest, and the second question is also in earnest, but it's kind of a tricky, like, loaded question, just because, anyway, I'm just going to read it. It says, when did you realize you were trans? Biologically, how do you understand your identity? So that's, I'm just going to answer the first question. I didn't know what trans was until I was maybe in my mid-teens, and even then I didn't really know a whole lot about it. I just knew that, like, trans people existed, and I really didn't have any feelings about it. And I was never given, like, kind of the space to explore what that meant at all, or that what it could mean for me. But when I was, like, some of my earliest memories when I was a little kid were expressing to my mom or my dad that I wished that I was a boy, because like, and this was like pre-puberty, and now that I think about it as an adult, I'm like, wow, that's like really crazy. If only I had like proper support back then to understand this about myself, I would have missed a lot of really close calls in my development, and some situations that really screwed me up. But you know, I've spoken, and you know, I don't want to get into the whole like family dynamic right this second. It's a big question. But even though I didn't know what trans was, I'll always like knew that I was like a boy, kind of. I remember I've told this story before, but like one of my earliest memories with my dad was when we had gone to like Camp Snoopy, which is at Mall of America. It's Nickelodeon now, but and I don't remember like why I had gotten this. It was just something I got, like, you know, you get like a little toy or something, and I got a little fake plastic razor and some little toy baby shaving cream, you know, just like some sudsy stuff, and I would keep it next to where my dad would shave in the morning, and I would stand on my little step stool next to him and pretend to shave my face with my dad sometimes. And that was like just weird, you know. And there was a point where my parents, I think they were like trying to make a joke or something, but they told me, I must have been like 3 or 4. They told me, like, if you keep acting like a boy, then you're gonna turn into one. Like, they thought that would scare me or something. And I legitimately thought that was like a real thing. And I was like so excited, and it just made it worse, which was not their intended outcome, I'm sure. So anyway, yeah, that even though I didn't know what trans was, I always kind of knew, and that's like, you know, unpacking decades of life. But so your second question was, biologically, how do you understand your identity? And I don't think that actually makes any sense, because your identity isn't biological. As I explained before, your physical sex and your gender are not necessarily the same thing. So I don't know how to answer that question. Ryo says, I used to watch Counterpoints too. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff. I would still watch some of her shit, but there was just like some, as the kids say, L takes. Julie asked, did you struggle to come out? Mostly to myself, like, because I just was so deep in this like kind of it's hard to describe. Like, you know, if I had realized that I was trans to the extent that I am aware of now, back then, like when I was a teenager, it wouldn't have really done me any good to come out anyway, because I was already just not at my childhood home a lot. I was like, you know, running away from home and kicked out of the house a lot for a number of reasons, but it's like having that type of conversation in a way that I felt even remotely safe was just out of the question, even if I had the vocabulary to explain it. And still, I'm not on speaking terms with my dad exactly right now, because it's like, you know, I've given him so much time to just like come to terms with basic respect, and it's like we take 2 steps forward, 1 step back every time. It's yeah. White Russian says, in case you missed my first comment, I said hello from Paris. You said hello, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't say hello to me, but I'm not mad about it. That's I'm trying to catch up in chat here, but hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us. Noah says, my older brother died without ever coming out. He was miserable. I just wish he could have faced it, as I believe he'd still be here. I'm so sorry that is, I don't have words for that. It's a common thing to happen too, and you know, you can argue about whether trans identities are valid or not all day long, but the fact of the matter is, like, your feelings on that, like, don't fucking matter. Like, people, the fact is that embracing and respecting, at least giving people basic respect, you don't even have to celebrate them. It cuts down on it. It lessens the amount of harm. So if you believe in harm reduction at all, if you want to make less of a negative impact on people and the world, then just use people's damn pronouns. Like, it's not that hard. Okay. Let's see. When did you first come to terms that you were trans, and how did it feel when you finally announced you were trans? That's a really good question, Ryo. Thanks for asking. So, honestly, like, I didn't even publicly call myself transgender until, I want to say, maybe 5 or so years ago. I mean, I had been identified as non-binary for a while. I think I started identifying as non-binary openly around the time that I hit the road in 2011. And, like, through my travels in that first year, I had met a number of other queer people, trans and non-binary. And just, you know, just to clarify, you can be non-binary and trans, or you can be non-binary and not trans. The thing is, if you're trans, you like, don't identify with your physical sex as your gender identity, and that's all. Like, I'm probably not using the exact right words for this myself, because language is evolving as we speak. But if you're trans femme or trans masc, that means that you're, like, born with male genitalia, and you present more as femme and you're non-binary, which means that you don't identify as a woman. It's a spectrum. I know that's a lot to think about. Let's see. And when it wasn't so much like the announcing and coming out publicly, because I don't really care about that so much. Like, I'm me whether or not any of y'all know. And when the camera goes off, I'm still being me and doing what it is that I do. But coming out like publicly opened doors for me to begin to kind of represent and explain myself and connect with other people. I'm having a lot of words flooding my brain right now, and I'm feeling a little like unsorted, uncategorized. This is interesting. My autistic processing is doing what it do, I suppose. Let's see. And there's a lot, like, I think I'm getting a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of comments here, and it's taking a lot to respond to all of them, so I'm gonna have to come up with a different strategy here. Let's see. I'm just gonna go back and like kind of gloss over what I think would be interesting to talk about here. Let's see. It's not that much back in here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I guess to finish responding to Rayo's question, like when all was said and done, and I kind of was like, I had internalized my transness, I felt like really just a new sense of self-respect and like kind of inner peace, as corny as that might sound. It was like a weight being lifted off my chest, as they say. And I haven't felt that deep like void chasm of depression and aimlessness and hopelessness like I used to since then. So that's pretty cool. Rishan says, I have a trans son and a trans granddaughter. That's awesome. Hell yeah. They're lucky to have you. Let's see. LC asks, how has HRT changed you psychologically? That is in keeping with my last answer, and that's a good question. It's made me feel less crazy because I can identify a lot more of what I'm thinking and feeling, because it's contextualized now. It's not just like I'm weird and I don't know why. I'm just some kind of anomaly and there's no answers to any of my questions, and I'm just gonna have to live with that. Now it's like, oh, okay, now I know who the fuck I am. And like, it just, yeah, I guess that's a good word for it. It contextualized myself to me. And kind of like okay, so I don't want to go too deep into like a hormones rant, but hormones are powerful, okay? Anybody that's had issues with hormone regulation knows, like, I get a lot of comments from cisgender women who have had like menopause, have gone through menopause and that type of experience, and how dangerous their mental state could get in certain extreme cases, or or in the case of cisgender men who struggle with low testosterone. I know it's a meme, like a fucking internet joke, be like, oh, that guy's got low T or whatever, but it's not a fucking joke. It's serious business, man. Like, hormones can, like, make you want to off yourself, man. Like, it's crazy, and I think people need to talk about it more, not just transgender people, but everybody. Hormones are powerful. So, what is that? So, if you've got a hormone imbalance, that's something that needs to be treated medically. And we don't know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do understand more about why certain people, like why people are born transgender. There's actually a lot of science behind it. But I can't just mansplain it all to you right now, because I'm not a scientist. But if your brain is wired to receive certain things and your body's not producing them, then that can cause a lot of distress psychologically. So I found that a lot of the problems that I had before I started hormones kind of just disappeared. Like things that I had struggled with for my entire life, like depression, and certain aspects of my anxiety, and a lot of that turned out to be autism too, but it solved a lot of problems that I didn't even like know that I had. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty miraculous. I'm ignoring questions that aren't about being trans, so I'm just gonna pass by that. Of course I said hello to you first. Okay, it's fine. I'm really not mad about the ladies and gentlemen thing. I'm just kind of pointing it out. There's other they thems in stream too. Hey, they thems in chat. Give me a wave. Give me a wave in chat. That's why I say howdy folks. Matthew says I got first dibs on being the stowaway on the SpaceX comments. Nice. Let's see. Rosie says, I've been following you for years and I think you're fucking rad. Thanks for sharing your journey with us and just being brutally honest and real. People need to hear that shit. Hell yeah. Thanks for the comment, Rosie. Appreciate you. Boxer Man says, if dude is okay, why not he, him? That's a fair question. That's just for me. And like, I know plenty of women who are perfectly cool with being called dude. It's really just like personal preference. Some people like don't like to be called dude. Like I wouldn't walk up to a nice older woman in like a pretty dress and be like, what's up, dude? Like that would be kind of insulting, right? Like you wouldn't call your great aunt dude, but you might call your lady friend who plays Call of Duty with you dude, or you know, or she could be doing something that's not masculine and be comfortable with being called dude. One of my very best friends, Emily, who's been on my streams a couple times, she's one of those people that I call dude and bro, and she's very much a cis straight woman and very comfortable with that. It's really just case by case basis. For me, I'm a they them in a more dude way. So I'm like, if something is being divided up into men and women, I'm gonna go to the men's side. You know, I don't identify as a man, but I do identify more with the male end of the spectrum than I do with the female end of the spectrum. It just comes down to our society hasn't really caught up to our social evolution yet. So there's not, we haven't figured out how to divvy up the categories a little bit better, so, you know, that's why. And thank you very much for the kickdown, White Russian. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, I'm not mad at you for saying ladies and gentlemen, dude. I don't know how many times I have to explain this. Like, I'm just gonna ignore it. If you're offended because you didn't say something more gender inclusive, then I don't know what to tell you. Because there are they thems in chat here. Let's see who waved. Who's a they them here in chat? Give me an indication. I want to see if we've got non-binary folks in here. You don't have to out yourself if you're uncomfortable. Honestly, I wouldn't blame you. You know, it's a scary place out here. I get it. I'm putting my whole face on stream. Y'all know who I am, what I'm about. And that's, I don't have to do that, but I choose to do that, even though it does put me in actual danger sometimes. Hey, Captain's in chat. What's up, dude? Okay, Matthew Keener says, can I hypnotize you privately and then I'll give you the answers you're seeking? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Okay, I'm gonna give everybody a heads up. Matthew Keener in chat here seems like a predator. Do with that information as you will, and let's see what they do with that. Don't ever trust somebody that says shit like that. That's fucking weird. Hell no. Go hypnotize yourself, dude. Weird. Very weird. Let's see. No non-binary people in chat. Okay, I guess this is just, I guess, you know, if I'm doing an Ask Me Anything, mostly this is for people that aren't trans, that want to know stuff about trans people, so I guess that makes sense. Alright, how many of you are here because you have a trans person in your life that you care about and you want to understand better? Raise your hand. Kayleen kicked something on Cashapp. Thank you, Kayleen. I don't get the Cashapp notifications during my streams. I don't know why. I'm still trying to fix that. I think I get... Yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Let's see. Rushan says, no, you didn't misgender me. It's all good, man. Thanks. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for your reassurance. I do try to not assume. Loch Nessa Monster says, if I can touch on the biological question, the terms AFAB, assigned female at birth, and AMAB, assigned male at birth, to describe any incongruence between assigned sex at birth and gender identity. Yeah, that's a good thing. I neglected to mention also that's typically what people, you know, like if it's important, like if I'm describing somebody that like just stole something from somebody and they're like running away and the person is like, did you see them? And I'll be like, yeah, it was a AMAB in a dress. Or, you know, like, that's kind of a rude way to say it, I guess. Or, like, because you don't know. Or I can say, like, you know, it looked like a male, femme-presenting person. Or, like, you know, if it really comes down to it. I'm just trying to think of, like, a situation where you would actually have to, like, describe somebody like that. I don't know. Or, like, if it's medically necessary to like identify what parts somebody has, you could say like assigned male at birth, AMAB or AFAB or whatever. people are kind of phasing that out a little bit because it's like a little clunky and like not exactly not as utility as you would think. You know, like I said, language is constantly evolving, but that works. You know, if you really have to describe what you assume somebody's genitalia is for some fucking reason, then you can say that. But other than like very specific situations that I'm struggling to conceptualize, you can just say like femme person or mask person, masculine presenting, or like, you know, you can say man or woman and people will understand, but that might not be as utility as you think it is either, because like, you know, what does that mean? Is that a man in a dress or a man that looks like a lumberjack? I don't know. So like, I feel like femme and mask are actually more descriptive in a lot of situations. You know, you could say like, you could, you know, it's like with race, like you can say like, oh, it was a Hispanic man. Like, was it though? Like, do you know that for a fact? Is that just going to confuse people more? Was it a man with black hair that was kind of short and, you know, pretty built like a construction worker, dark skin, wearing a sombrero, you know, like, we don't know. Is that like, could it possibly have been an Indian man in a sombrero? We don't know. I don't know. It's tricky. How do you describe somebody that you don't know? And in what situation would you have to do that? I guess. Nathan says, took me 2 minutes to go. Okay, cool dog, good riding videos, and an interesting person. I'm in. Kind of figured the trans thing, but you're a badass, and this is pretty candid and informative. Hey, first off, Nathan, welcome to the channel. This is literally like me all the time. If I'm live, I'm just candid. I don't have like, you know, like a script or like sometimes I'll make a list of things that I want to hit during a stream, but usually it's just like off the cuff like this. I'm not trying to impress anybody. If people that are here, like, I don't have to like handhold them through conversations. I'm going to talk to you guys like you're adults. And, you know, me being trans is not the most interesting thing about me, believe it or not. There's a lot of cool shit that I'm doing, that I do and participate in. And, you know, if the world didn't politicize my existence, then I wouldn't have to do talks like this. We would be able to just move past them and have more in-depth conversations about more nuanced things. But I try to do a stream like this every couple months just to clean house, you know, let the trash take itself out, as it were. Let's see. What tobacco do you smoke? I got American Spirit Turquoise Rollies because it's good. I don't buy TaylorMade. I like to smoke. I mean, if I'm like out partying or something and I didn't bring my Rollies, then, you know, I'll grab a pack or something. Billy John says, you got more balls than a lot of guys I know. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. But I've met some real weak men in my day, so I don't know. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you're big and tough. And there's nothing wrong with being a dandy man, okay? You can be a dandy little fella, and that's okay. But thanks. Loch Ness Monster says, gender euphoria, the opposite of gender dysphoria. Dysmorphia. Yeah, that's a good term to know. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the comment section. Alright, sick. Hell yeah. Now, give me more questions. Fuck. I'm trans. Ask me anything. Come on. Don't be a... I don't want to be sexist about it. I was going to say don't be a pussy, but like... No, it's you know... Whatever. Pussies can take a pounding, I tell ya. The new balls have dropped, and it's pussies. I don't know why. Yeah. All the toughest men I know have vaginas. Fact. I've been meeting a lot of really fucking hot, manly men with pussies lately through the Trans Dudes of LA. Nobody wants to... Are you guys all too polite to ask about, like, body parts now? I've fucking culled my viewers so much that it's only just, like, the politest motherfuckers around that are totally cool with just all of this and have the sense not to ask about body parts anymore. That's, like, usually some of the first stuff that people ask in mixed company. They'll be like, so what does it do to your, you know, your parts and stuff? Like... I don't know. You can ask. This is a stream for y'all. And I've got a playlist up. Oh, actually, I don't know if I put in a playlist. There's a series that I did about being transgender, and I guess I'll put it up on a playlist or something. I'm gonna go back inside in a second here. This stream is probably gonna be a little bit longer, not too much longer, depending on if we get a rash of new questions. Trigger warning for the snowflakes. Don't ask questions you don't want to know answers to, okay? And I reserve the right to answer however I want. I am trying to be, like, really, really patient, even though I'm in a lot of physical pain today. And I asked earlier if there were any non-binary folks in chat, but nobody outed themselves, so I respect that. That's okay. But if you are a transgender person and you are comfortable with saying hello, feel free to say hello and ask any questions. Maybe you haven't started HRT yet and you're curious about that, or maybe you have a friend who you think is trans or something, or maybe that friend is you, or whatever. You can ask questions. This is a safe space for you. I know I'm talking to people that are not trans a lot because I do try to do like an outreach, because it's like I want to give people the space in a way that they feel safe to, you know, make some type of connection. And sometimes that can be a little messy, and it can be dangerous. But this is a trans-run YouTube channel, and like other trans people are my top priority when it comes to protecting and relating, and y'all mean the world to me. I don't know if my stream chat is lagging or y'all just don't have anything to say. That's alright. I'm going to check in just a second here. Let's see. Whoa, shit. Got another kickdown from Tanya and from Brandy. Holy shit. Thank you so much. That's incredible. And thank all of you that kicked down on the stream today and other days. You guys are like really rocking my world. I've been really stressed about getting by here in LA. I'm trapped because of my prosthetic leg and things are not going well. I've talked about that on a couple of other streams lately. But in the meantime, I have started editing more footage from last summer's train rides. I have not filmed anything since then because I wanted to get through all of that shit before I started filming new videos. And for the regulars here, let's see. If you're a regular on my streams, which a lot of you are, what are some of the most impactful things that you've seen me talk about when it comes to transgender issues? Like, tell me about your experience, and has my channel helped you at all in finding the language and putting a face to the whole trans identity thing? just yeah, whatever. I'm looking for validation here. No, it's kind of that, but also I really want to know kind of where other folks are coming from, because a lot of you started out new here too, and probably not all of you had experience with vibing with transgender people. Ooh, it's hot out here, man. It's starting to get cool, and now it's like hot, and I'm just glad that I've got AC in this bitch right now. I might have to turn it back on. Tell me if the white noise is fucking up the sound. Let's see. Uh-oh, it's not turning on. Awesome. Great. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna sweat, baby, sweat. Let's see. I'm gonna put the let's put it up here. Actually, I'm gonna put it over here, and I'm gonna look over my chat on my computer here and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Let's see. I'm gonna take a rip of this here delicious vape. God, it's hot. I wasn't gonna take my hat off because my hair sucks today, but I'm doing it. It's hot. All right, YouTube. One thing that I've really been enjoying now that my testosterone dose is kind of evened out is that my voice has been dropping more. It kind of like stopped dropping like a number of months ago, and I didn't really, think much of it. But there was a lot of effects that I was having because I didn't have access to proper medical care or advice. Oh, hey, we are getting a lot more comments here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot of comments. Okay, I'm going to unplug my computer and bring it over to the desk here. Yeah, my stream, oof, I'm sweating way too much. This is not fun. Yeah, I'm glad I checked, because otherwise I would think that my stream was dead or something. Okay, let's pause this. Hey, Satan. What's up, baby? Oh, yeah, is it treat time? Hold on, I gotta fucking get this thing turned back on. This is crazy. Come on, AC. No. Okay, well, now you get to watch me get cooked alive in here. Great. And I'm going to get Satan a little treat. We're going to do the ye old-fashioned AC. Here, Satan. What do we got for you, baby? What do we got for you, little dog? Got some treats left from Reaper, Satan's little baby. Here you go. Yeah, awesome. You can go lay down. Go ahead, bub. All right. I hope that white noise isn't too bad. Let me know if it is, and I can turn the fan off and try to fuck with the AC again, but holy shit. It's hot. Okay, let's see. It's lagging. Yeah, the chat is lagging. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, I thought I wasn't getting any feedback in chat here. My bad. Not my bad. Fuck YouTube. YouTube pegs me every day. Okay, let's see. Love Life Laugh says, even the birth control pill messed me up. Yeah, getting back to the hormones being powerful business, for sure. Brandy Lynn asks, I'm not sure you've been asked this, but what's the difference between sexual orientation and gender identity? I did like a whole stream about this. It's called Intro to Gender and Sexuality. That's very basic stuff. Desert Deb says, I've been listening. I'm on estrogen and would love to get on tea for mental clarity. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Yeah, talk to your doctor about that. I don't know if you're supposed to do hormone mixing. Maybe you can. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Let's see. Autistic Berserker says, howdy heathens. Howdy. That's a gender inclusive greeting. Samuel asks, a pretty good question. When you say you're non-binary, do you mean your mind space is a mixture of masc and femme, genderless, or another concept? Everybody like has aspects of masculine and feminine energy, and like a person's gender identity isn't just like about their headspace or their mental space. There's something else that maybe like science is discovering or has discovered somewhat. Like the way that I see it is there are very real physiological physical, I don't know why, anyway, there's very real physical differences between the structure of a male and a female brain. That's a fact. And I think that maybe like I said, I'm not a scientist, but based on what I understand is like when you're in the womb, you go through a few different, there's like an estrogen bath or a few of them at different points during the pregnancy that will later determine whether your physical sex is male or female or intersex. And there's actually a link that's emerging between autism and like estrogen in like the estrogen baths. Like when we're in the womb, we all start out as the same thing. That's why men have nipples. And you want to know something, that little line on the back of your scrotum, that's where your pussy would have been if you had had like a slightly different estrogen bath while you were in the womb. Like we all have all the parts before we're kind of like formed more. So there can be a lot of discrepancy or like difference in how your mother or your carrier, when you're inside of there, I struggle to find the words for this because I'm not like, this is just me, a person that thinks about things, okay? I have no qualifications for whatever. This is just purely musing. But like there's a lot of factors into how that those estrogen baths while you're in the womb affect you, and like whether there's a deficiency in some cases during different states, and during I gotta turn my video of myself on pause because it's really distracting me. Yeah, it's a whole thing, and we're still trying to figure out why it is. So like people can be born with like they can be born where the exterior of them looks completely totally normal, like female, for example, but it turns out that they've been carrying male chromosomes the entire time. and they might feel totally like, like they're not trans, or some cases they're like, whoa, I always knew there was something different about me. Or, maybe their brain develops male or it develops female, but other parts of their inner body don't. Like, it's a huge spectrum. It's very very fascinating, and it's something to look into if you're like actually legitimately into biology. But like, so like, for all I know, I could actually have a male brain, like formed. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I do, but like, if that were the case, then that would be like my gender would be a physical state. It's not something that you would be able to see by examining my genitalia, but like something that you could actually see, like with brain scans or something, like a physically quantifiable thing. And I don't know that there is like a physical quantifier of transness. I don't know if anybody does at this point in science, but I suspect that is the case, and that there is actually something at play, like in genetically too. Like, there's a lot of study into the genome. We've mapped the genome at this point in our development as a species, which is crazy. So there's like, as much as I read up on it and like try to understand about that sort of thing, there's new shit coming out every day. So to answer the question about what I mean by non-binary, that is an equally cumbersome thing to explain, because we're all unique. But for me, I don't know. Short answer, I just don't feel like I've thought about whether I am a man a lot, or whether I would be more comfortable identifying as male. And like, for utility purposes, in like a work environment where I just don't care if people know who I am or not, and I'm just trying to get work done, like, I really just don't give a shit. Like, I'll just let them call me whatever they call me and just move past it. I don't see myself as genderless. I just kind of see myself as a dude. I'm just regular gender, man. I'm just a regular old guy. What was the black market testosterone buying process like? Was it sketchy? Any suggestions on purchasing? Not on live stream. How often do you encounter transphobia? Multiple times a day, unless I don't go out. And even then, I encounter it a lot online because of what I do. Just representing myself online as just a regular dude, doing my regular stuff. Noah asked, were you raised religious and how did that affect you? I know some religions are tolerant, but most aren't. I grew up in a fundamentalist, evangelical, Republican household. So yeah, that definitely, I could do like a whole stream just on that. Actually, I should write that down. Thank you for that. Hold on. Where's my, oh, I got my book here. There was another, oh, my voice cracked. Ooh. I'm going through, I'm like, I've been perpetually at 15-year-old boy phase because of my, anyway, yeah. Shit, what was I saying? I want to write down, in my stream ideas, oh, I want the yellow pen. Growing up, religious, and then I'm gonna do a little asterisk to, okay, yep, yeah, there we go, cool. That I could talk about for hours. Okay, so we got people raising their hands, and that was when my stream was lagging. Autistic Berserker says, I'm questioning it. People are raising hands. So that question was either, I think that was, do you identify as non-binary? Okay, because that was the first question. I'm going to see if there was other hands for the second. It's either people are raising their hands for being non-binary or for having a trans person in their lives. Oh yeah, I can't look back on that. Yeah, my stream, my live chat is frozen on my phone. That's really annoying. YouTube is really fucking with me, man. It's bad. Let's see. Trans person that you care about. I'm just gonna. Okay, we got. Question. Rob K kicked down $25. Always good to see you. Be safe in your travels, Cornelius. Thanks, Rob K. I appreciate that. That's really sweet of you to say. And sweet to throw down. Y'all are fucking rocking my world today. Captain says, now I'm really here and coming in hot. Thanks, Captain. Always picking up my slack. Appreciate that. My niece hasn't asked me to refer to her as anything other than she, her, so I left it at that. I hope she tells me otherwise. She came to the family thing with her fiance. That's cool. Yeah, just because you're gay doesn't mean you're trans, guys. All I know is that my niece is happy with her fiance. That's great. Hell yeah, just keep supporting them. Yeah, you can... Being gay doesn't make you trans. I mean, you know, like, we've all seen the, like, the big muscular, like, Navy man, you know, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Trope. Like, some of the burliest, manliest men, like, fuck other men, you know? And so, like, you just use your frame of reference. Like, yeah. You can be gay and not be trans. That's sexual identity versus gender identity. Totally different things. They have nothing to do with each other. Okay. Let's see. David says, what's up, bro? I don't care if you're trans, straight, weird, or whatever. I like you because you're real and you're you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. LC asks, are you going to get top surgery? Okay, that's an example of a question that you can ask here in this chat because I literally said ask me anything, okay? But don't ask those types of questions to people that you're just like conversing with casually in the wild. Like, don't just walk up to trans people and ask them invasive questions about surgeries. It's just like it's not polite. That'd be me walking up to you with your glasses and being like, so when are you getting the surgery? You know, and you're like, what? And be like, for your fucked up eyes, you know, like your eyes are messed up, you're wearing glasses, like when are you gonna, you know, get the laser surgery? Or like, I don't know, or like if somebody, it's just, don't ask, yeah, but you can ask here, and I'm gonna answer. I'm trying to get top surgery as soon as possible. I'm wearing a binder right now. It's a cheapo. See, it doesn't really do the whole job. Since y'all have been so polite and so nice, and also like kickdowns, I'm gonna give you a little fan service, okay? All right. Yeah, here's some fan service for y'all. There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There you go. All right. Yeah, fan service. I don't actually typically do this kind of shit on. I don't even know how to flex. Whatever. There you go. And I've always been muscular. It's just like with the weight loss from quitting drinking, it's really just made me more defined. I might have even lost a bit of muscle just like sitting around because my legs fucked. And I am wearing a sports bra underneath the binder because I don't like how it like squishes everything together, because like if you have any sort of under boob, you know that it gets sweaty. And so I use like a sports bra underneath the binder to kind of like keep shit separated a little bit better and like keep it situated and like locked in place. And I put this one on. This is cheap as fuck, but you know, it's it was a kick down from somebody from my wish list. I do have a wish list in the description there with other items that Satan and I need. So if you want to get down with the kick down, you can do it. You can do it. This shit ain't free, you know. This is you wanna fucking drop $1 on this baller. Look at that washboard. I'm getting the cum gutters too. No, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't objectify myself on stream. Anyway, all the newbies, there you go, free show. It's hot, man. I tell you what. If I'm gonna do the shirtless thing, I gotta put on the shades, so you all know that I'm cool and not super weird. I don't know how that's supposed to make me look less weird. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so anyway, back to top surgery. Yeah, I want to get top surgery as soon as possible, but right now I'm really kind of bungled up getting a new leg made, and that sucks. But, you know, it's a big procedure. It takes months out of your life, and I got to quit smoking, which is fine. I kind of want to get back to not smoking anyway. But, yeah. What is your favorite thing about the trans community? I mean, really the only thing that kind of is a common factor in trans people overall is that they, because of the circumstances of their birth and biology and the society that we live in, they have had to, they've been forced to do a lot of introspection and really getting to know who they are, and kind of it's a level of self-acceptance that not everybody gets to. So that's like kind of the driving force of being trans, is that you have to come to terms with who you are and your sense of self, even though society doesn't really like have a space for you to be that, and there's not like representation, you know, like being a self-actualized person in a world with no representation is like, that takes a lot of strength. Autistic Berserker is questioning if they are trans or non-binary. That's cool. Hell yeah. Well, you know, don't worry about it. Just be you. It'll come naturally. There was never a, I mean, I'm not going to say there was never a point where I was like, oh, am I trans? I just kind of just didn't think that hard about it, you know, and I just kind of did me, and eventually I became the me that I recognized as trans, non-binary, and a number of other things as well. It'll come naturally. You don't have to worry about it. Just you know, make friends that are trans and just hang out with them. You don't need to find answers right away. You got the whole rest of your life, and it's okay to be questioning. I was questioning for a long time. White Russian says, can I ask someone if they use a strap-on? Not in like general social situations. That would be really creepy, right? Like, are you asking me if I use a strap-on, or just are you genuinely asking like if you're allowed to ask somebody if they're wearing a strap, if they wear a strap? Like, I don't know, if you're like sexually involved with the person, then you probably should be having these types of conversations about what you and they are comfortable with and what you're into and whatnot. but like in general, that would be a really weird question to ask somebody, and they would probably want to get away from you as soon as possible. Yeah. But if you're asking me, then you're gonna have to just ask me. Because I don't really know how to. I don't know how to help you. Brandy Lynn says, I work with someone whose daughter had their 2-year-old tested, and even though born as a boy, they have more female hormones than male. What do you think of that? That is the thing that happens. Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about. Like, that's an example of intersex. So that child is actually born intersex. And because we have this prescription of binary in our society, this poor young individual is going to have your weird ideals, not you specifically, but like, you know, in general, weird ideals about gender forced onto them. And, you know, they may turn out to be female of a female gender or male gender, depending. But like, that's why it's important to understand that your physical body does not reflect your gender identity always, and that intersex people do exist. And you know, there's really no reason to deny that we do need to leave space in between male and female for other. It's a decent question, though. Let's see. Oh, White Russian wanted to ask their 22-year-old niece that question, but I don't think it's polite. Why would you ask your 22-year-old niece if they wear a strap-on? Okay. That's sus. Noah says, you definitely made me more aware on using pronouns and why they're important. Hell yeah. Appreciate that. Brandy Lynn says, I'm from a small conservative community and I had no idea how deep and impactful unbalanced hormones can be on people's psyche. I've learned a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's something that people talk about without, it seems like they realize how much of an impact hormones have on every person and their daily experience in life. Like, we've got an epidemic of suicidal men, and they're too embarrassed to ask their doctors to get their hormone levels checked because it's like a fucking, you know, it's like a bullying campaign to talk shit on people with low testosterone. Like, I've got cis male friends that are on testosterone cypionate like I am, and they, you know, they're sometimes kind of embarrassed to talk about it, even though it's completely changed their lives. Like, it affects all of us, not just trans people. Kaylin says, I'm 60 and I really needed to understand how pronouns are so important. You are guru. Okay. Don't feed the ego, okay? But thank you. I'm glad that I could help. Ryo asks, what is your opinion on spouses transitioning after marriage? Is it okay to leave? Okay, that's kind of a loaded question. I don't believe in marriage anyway. I think it's I'm not going to go on a rant about that, but I think that if you say, like, if you do believe in marriage and you give the vows, you say till death do us part. So if you truly love that person and you fell in love with them, then, like, you didn't fall in love with their body. I don't know. Like, I'm pansexual, so that means that oh, hey, the AC turned. Did it turn back on? No? Okay, well, alright. So I'm pansexual, so, like, a person, like, and I might say sapiosexual, as fucking, as goofy as that sounds, but, like, I'm really attracted to a person's mind. I'm also attracted to people's bodies, so it's like, there's different ways that I feel attracted to people. But, so, like, I struggle to imagine falling out of love with somebody because their body was changing. I think that a person who falls out of love with somebody because they begin transitioning really needs to take some time to inspect themselves and, like, what they think love is. And, like, also, if you fell in love with somebody that turned out to be a man, like, what part of that man, like, maybe you married a woman and then it turned out that he was a trans man or something, and, like, maybe you're a little gay, or I don't know. It's totally, that's like a case by case basis. There's you can't just be like, oh, if a person is trans, I didn't know that when I married them, therefore it's okay for me to leave them. Like, no, that's fucked up. But, like, getting a divorce from somebody is a whole thing. So you got to figure out your own fucking ethics on that one. Let's see. Why go too slow? Says, I just got on testosterone because mine was low, like way low. I'm 44 male. They got me taking 1 milliliter every 2 weeks. But I think I need to take it weekly. How much are you taking? Okay. So, my brother, we don't talk about dosages, like, publicly like that. I don't think it's a good thing to, because it can contribute to misinformation and also, like, comparing other people's levels. Actually, I have my first hormone level test tomorrow, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, we don't need to compare dosages. You talk to your doctor about that, and do your own research. And I don't know how much is typical for a cis male, but I'm glad that you're doing what you need to do to take care of your health. That's really important. Other people that aren't your doctor are not the people to be asking about this kind of thing, and you're not gonna get it right away. It does take some time for your body to become fully adjusted to your new hormone levels. So be patient. It does take, a few months or even a couple years for things to kind of level out. So, just don't be too hasty either, because if you, like, decide that you want to do more without waiting for, lab results or something, you could put yourself into, like, an actual crisis, like an emotional crisis. You could make yourself go fucking crazy. Like, just, yeah, be careful. Hormones are powerful. Be patient. Talk to your doctor. Get your levels checked. And that goes for everybody. Get your levels checked. I'm getting mine checked for the first time. I know I'm preaching at you about something that I haven't even gotten done yet. But I didn't really have access. Now I do. So yeah, once you get access, take the necessary steps to take care of your health. Hey, Joseph, what's up? I love you too, man. Fuck yeah. Man, we got a lot of comments. This is awesome. Oh, Joe. Thanks, man. Joe kicked down in super chat and said, when you get top surgery, are you going to keep the skin for leather? I don't think they let you do that, man. When I got run over by that train when I was a kid, the first thing I asked after I got out of my first surgery was like, can I keep before I went into surgery, I asked if I could keep my parts of my foot, and they were like, no, you can't do that, it's a biohazard. And I'm like, but I made it, that's mine. You can steal it from the dumpster out back though afterward. We can make soap out of all the titty fat. That'd be sick, dude. All right, new buddy quest unlocked. Making Fight Club soap out of titty fat with Joe. Let's see. Oh, chat disconnected on my computer too. That's really fucked up. All right, let's see. D-Lone Gunman says, respectfully, thank you, does that bod come from trans meds or hard work in the gym? Neither. It's the secret third option, quitting drinking. That's the one, I tell you. I was always, I post a picture on my page, my community page or whatever here on YouTube, where you can see me a couple of years ago before starting testosterone, and I'm like, maybe 60 pounds heavier, but you can still see abs through my fat rolls and biceps and shit. Like, I have not gained muscle. I don't work out. I've never had a gym membership. Definitely testosterone probably helps with the tone, and the fat distribution. That's for sure. That is one thing. Testosterone does help with weight loss. So it's, between testosterone and quitting drinking, I'm sure, that's responsible. Also, riding freight trains. This body built by black market HRT, quitting drinking, and riding freight trains. Moving around with my backpack. You don't believe me, but it's true. That's honest to God what happened. The tea helps with the fat and use of it, but I really haven't gained any muscle. It's just I was fat before, so you couldn't see it. And that's, you can see it, I got loose belly skin. It's starting to tighten up a little bit, but it's yeah. It's tightening up, but yeah, that's how it do. Man, my abs look really great in this light though, huh? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's fun. I don't know. Quitting drinking was the big one though. I had been really trying to eat clean and be active and stuff since I started tea, but I didn't really notice much physical difference. I noticed I lost weight because of what I was doing, and my facial structure has kind of gotten a little bit more, my jawline's getting more masculine, and I don't know, but really not that much other than the weight loss. But yeah, now that my tea dose is what it should be, I expect that I will be seeing some more of the nicer effects of being on testosterone, definitely. Samuel says, will you have to take testosterone for the rest of your life? What work have you done to bring your body online with your gender? The first question, will you have to take testosterone for the rest of your life? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life. Maybe. I'm not worried about it, though. Yeah, there might come a time when I'll be like, yeah, I'm over it. Or maybe by then, when in the next decade, if we haven't blown ourselves up or whatever as a species, they'll just be able to do like a little implant, like a one-time, one and done. They already do have these pellet things now that they can put in you, and it'll release your proper testosterone hormone your dosage for like a year, and you just forget about it or something, or maybe longer than that. I'm not sure, but it's like at least a year, which would be really cool. I might look into that, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe by the time I get older, there'll be something else that they can do, so I won't have to keep taking shots, which would be really cool. But I'm really not thinking about it that hard, because before I started testosterone, I woke up every day wishing that I hadn't woken up. So, it's a pretty good trade-off, I think. I actually want to be alive. So yeah, the rest of my life back before being on testosterone was a much different thing. Sapphire says, my daughter's wife has transitioned and she still loves them dearly. That's very sweet. I love that. I love that for both of them. King Corn with those massive Hercules muscles. How you doing, bud? Thanks, Critter. How you doing, man? Hell yeah. Joe says they 100% let you keep your parts for religious reasons. All right. Well, we're going to have a conversation after my stream then, buddy. Yeah. You can be the Dr. Gonzo to my Hunteress. We'll talk. White Russian says, I stopped drinking vodka in July of 2023, lost 80 pounds from that. Yeah, it'll do that, man. I lost fucking 60 pounds since I quit. And the longest I had been able to stay off of booze before this last 10-month run or so now, omitting near-death experience, but before then, I could only stay off of the booze for 2 months tops. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, I beat my old record, whatever. That was good. But after I finally got past that initial 2 months and just kept going without drinking, after month 3, over 3 and 4, it just started coming off of me to the point where I was actually kind of concerned. I was like, am I sick? I know that I quit drinking for long, that's to be expected, but it was crazy, man. Sally S says, I asked for my gallstones after cholecystectomy and still have them in a jar. Sick. Okay. Oh, Joe threw down another 20. Fuck yeah, Joe. Thank you, dude. Have to get back to prepping for the second shop. Hit me up. Will do, buddy. Yeah, I'll get a hold of you. And congratulations on the second shop. That's incredible. And for folks in chat, I'm just going to shamelessly plug my homie. He's got 2 shops now. One in Portland called, what is it, Nomadic something. It's a tattoo shop in Portland. And then the other one is Angry Toad in Billings. And he put these holes in my face. And also gave me, I think, 2 of my testosterone shots in the most manly bro love way possible. Very nice. Alright, let's see. Thanks for joining us, Ryo. Pleasure as always. I have a friend that started transitioning in 2003. He still uses testosterone gel, not sure of frequency. I mean, you don't really need to know when your friends are doing their meds. I mean, I don't see any like practical reason for knowing that. Nomad Piercing Studio, that's it. Hell yeah. I'll have to visit, because you're right up the rail line from me, and I've been getting pretty itchy foot. All right, let's see. Damn, this was a good stream. I'm gonna give folks a few more minutes to ask any more questions. Now that I've shown you that I'm not gonna fuck with you. If you have questions for me as a transgender, masculine, non-binary person, I've not had any surgeries. I would like to get top surgery soon. No, I don't have a dick. A lot of guys have pussies, and it's okay. Some of them are the hottest men I've ever seen, to be perfectly honest. In fact, you can see some of them wrestling on... Oh, I'm not wearing my shirt anymore. Here we go. New YouTube channel. Trans Dudes of LA. This is my homie Mish. This is their art that you're looking at. I'm in their studio. They've been super gracious letting me use their studio to do my streams and work in during this time. So yeah, follow them. And there is a video of the first Trans Dudes of LA wrestling event, which I was part of. So go to that. It's sick. All right. I'm gonna roll a smoke. I'm gonna do another smoke and sit on the windowsill and answer the last questions. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm just regular gender dude, they, them. And if you're confused by that, so am I. Just kidding. No, it's always a thing that people try to say online. Like even in conversations that have nothing to do with gender, I'll be like, you're wrong, dude, and here's why. And they'll be like, you're a they, them. Nothing you say means anything because you're confused. And it's like, what is that called? That's an appeal to ignorance? No, that's... it is a red herring, but also, like, there's another term. I forget. Anyway. But yeah, that's not making an argument. That's a red herring. That's bringing up something completely unrelated. And also, I think that people that are transgender are some of the least confused people out there because they actually have had to think very deeply about who they are. I don't think anybody is more confused than a straight cisgender man that accidentally attends a drag show and like sits in the front row but like pretends they're not looking every time the person walks by. I've seen it literally every drag show I've ever been to, almost. If not everyone, there's like the cis straight passing guy that's like really awkward, doesn't tip, stares at the performers the entire time, sits right up front and just like, will act all like weird with his homeboy who's also definitely closeted, and they'll be like kind of like making fun of people or something, but then they're like the ones that are looking the hardest. I don't think anybody is more confused than those guys. Oh shit, where's my lighter? Oh wait, I can't take this out because then I can't follow. Oh, I can take my computer out too. Where's my lighter? Let's see. A logical fallacy. I mean, yes, but that's not the... it's one of the 10 logical fallacies that I was trying to talk about. And my lighter's not out there. Well, shit. Well, I guess I don't get to smoke a cigarette. Well, it gives you folks... Oh, here we go. Here's some matches. Gives you folks some more time to come up with some questions. How often do you get to talk live to a real trans person that will answer all your dumb questions that you're too embarrassed to ask to other people, or maybe too polite, you know? Which is good. Good on you. And good on you for seeking answers. I'm not here to shame you. I'm just poking a little fun. Just poking a little fun, you know. It's all in good humor. What good is it if we can't have a little fun? Alright, let's see. I gotta look at my computer now. This is kind of cool, and like talk to you guys like this. Let's see. Alright. Whoop. Oh, are we still connected? Alright. White Russian says, I appreciate all the patience I've been shown here by Corn and all of you. Hell yeah. Likewise. I know some things can get lost in translation a bit, but, you know, as long as you're here to just fucking vibe, then we vibe. Hell yeah. And I appreciate all the folks here that stick around, even though I'm a little rough around the edges, but I think that you guys appreciate that, actually. That's beautiful out. Very nice out. Oh, actually, that's way nicer lighting. I like that. Okay. Good old natural lighting. Okay. Something smells like burning plastic out here. Anyway. Let's see. Sapphire says some people complain or discuss a rise in temper when they're on tea. Have you experienced that? No, actually. And, you know, like, I know you don't mean it like this, but before I got on testosterone, some of the biggest reasons why it took me so long, and, you know, which in turn kept me in like a dangerous kind of position in life for longer, was because people who were not trans would repeat these myths about testosterone. Like some of the biggest things that people told me who were not trans, and like whatever. And I was thinking about this the other day because it actually kind of pissed me off. They would repeat things like, oh, I heard that testosterone makes you really angry sometimes, so if you have emotional problems, Cornelius, because we all know that you get angry sometimes, it's going to make it worse and you'll just be insufferable, or something like that, you know, like they think they're being good-natured, like warning me about these side effects that they don't actually know about. And it's like, or they'll say things like, and they have absolutely no knowledge of this, it's just, maybe they're trying to justify to themselves why they're afraid to go on hormones, I don't know. But, you know, they'll say things like, oh, it's gonna make your vagina stinky and, like, ugly or something, you know, like, it makes your clit big and nobody wants to fuck with that, like, gross shit, or, you know, it'll give you changes in your body that are irreversible and make you less feminine or desirable, or, like, just like, if you're not trans and somebody is trusting you enough to express that they're thinking about going on hormones, your response should not be to bring up negative side effects that you've heard of. It's really shitty, actually. Like, if you have anger issues, going on testosterone is not going to fix them. And can there be times when your levels are getting leveled out when you can become more emotional? Absolutely, yeah. But in the same way that testosterone is not an excuse for men acting like shitheads, it's also not a reason for trans men or masculine non-binary people to act like shitheads. Like, we're all dealing with shit. Testosterone is not, like, it's not going to make you Hulk out, unless you're maybe using way too much, or in some cases, some people might have too little. That can make you emotional. And no, testosterone doesn't. Another thing that really pissed me off when I figured it out pretty recently was, like, I didn't think about it then, but when I was talking to people about going on testosterone and wanting to go on testosterone, they were like, oh, that's cool, that'll make you, like, so much happier probably, but also, you know, like, trans dudes are really stinky. Like, it makes, you know, men are gross, so like, you're gonna become a man and you're gonna be gross, and, like, you know this such and such trans guy that we know, yeah, well, have you ever smelled him, like, after being out and doing stuff? He's like, it smells really bad, so be prepared for that, haha, you're gonna smell bad. And it's like, why would you say that? You know, at the time I kind of just took it as, like, you know, whatever, and I didn't think that hard about it, but, like, as I've thought about it, like, that's just such a shitty thing to say. And it wasn't just, like, one person that said that. It was, like, a couple different instances where it was, like, supportive friends, but, like, why would that be where your mind goes, you know? And it's not true. It actually, like, your smell changes, and you can, you know, if you've got a poor diet or whatever, it might make you smell really bad. Or, like, if you're out working and doing stuff, like, yeah, you're gonna smell like a dude. That's just, it's not stinky, it's musk, okay? Like, yeah, I just, after thinking about it a little bit more, it kind of made me realize, like, that was actually kind of just rude. And, like, so I didn't get on testosterone for much longer than, it took me longer than it would have, because I was worried about, like, adverse physical changes that I had only just heard, like, people who are not trans and not doctors describe, just for whatever reason. Let's see. Oh shit, it's Sapphire's birthday. Hell yeah, happy birthday, Sapphire. I'm so glad that you're here. Hell yeah. And I know that that's not your, like, why you asked that question. It's something that, you know, people ask in different situations. I've actually experienced feeling a lot more patient. Like, being on testosterone has kind of allowed me to chill out a lot more, because I'm not fighting for recognition constantly, like, you know, fighting to be seen. It just knowing who I am and being more comfortable with that takes like a lot of like weight that I didn't notice I was carrying off of me. So like you probably would notice that like from the time I started streaming to now, I'm a lot more patient and a lot more chill, and that's to do with the testosterone. So I've experienced the opposite of what some people might expect. And there's a lot of factors into how people can change emotionally through their transition journey. You can't just like chalk it all up to hormones either. There's exterior factors as well. External factors rather. Let's see. Low Spring Acres is asking who I'm attracted to. That doesn't have to do with being trans. I've always been pretty straightforward about being pansexual. But your sexuality, again, is not directly related to your gender identity or expression. After my brother-in-law passed away, his wife came out as trans and my kid's aunt M became Uncle G. They are a psychologist and have a few other trans friends in the field. Trans people I know are deep. That's cool. Hell yeah, that sounds like a good support system. Awesome. Alright, well, we're at about 2 hours on stream here. If anybody else has any burning questions to ask a real live trans person while they're live, feel free. If it's something I've already answered, then I'm just going to skip over it. But yeah, be creative. This is your time to shine, folks. Last few minutes of the stream. So I got to take Satan out for a run. It's pretty out here. But yeah, the sun's been going down a lot earlier. Low Spring Acres says, I don't know what that means. Okay, you're online, but I went ahead and did the search for you. There you go. Gotta use the resources at hand there. Don't make other people do the work. Oh, shit. Alright. How did you know you were trans? I just did. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If we didn't have the ideas that we do about gender binary in this society, then there wouldn't be a need to even call it trans. I would have just had things available, and you know, like what even is trans if you really want to get into it. Is it just hormones? What is gender? That's like a whole philosophical topic. Like and it has a lot to do with linguistics as well. Sapphire says, I've always been pansexual, but now I think I'm asexual. Happy 63 to me. Hey, you know what? Your sexuality can change. It does. Some people, when they transition, find that who they're attracted to primarily completely changes. Like, and, you know, that's not just hormones either. Like, it also can do with a lot of things, like socially and emotionally. And, you know, every person's experience is unique to them. But I see a lot of people in support groups for trans folks saying, like, oh, I started out before hormones, and I've always been attracted to women, but now that I'm on T, all I am interested in is dudes, or vice versa, or whatever. Like, yeah, you can switch teams. It happens. And you don't have to be like, oh, well, maybe I was never pansexual. Maybe I never was straight or gay or whatever. And it's like, maybe, who cares? I don't know. Like, maybe you can be both, or it's all true. I looked it up. Yes, it's like I don't want to talk about sexual orientation on a stream about gender orientation. I'm not upset about it. I'm just, yeah. All right, let's see. All right, last call. Good questions. Who's got one? Ashley says, you look so good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Join the Discord if you want to go and be part of the more conversations. We chat about stuff, post selfies. You can share your parts of your life with us in the Discord. There's a link in the description there. If you want to get down with the kickdown, this has been a pretty lucrative stream. Thank you all so much for throwing down. If you did not and you would like to, there's links in the description as well. I really can use it. I'm struggling with a disability issue that I also talk about on my channel. If you want to take a look at my prosthetic streams and videos, but it is not going to waste. I'm really making the most of my time here, and I'm super grateful for everything that I've been able to enjoy through support with you folks and community support and folks here in LA like Mish and Trans Dudes of LA. I'm so, yeah, I'm trying not to get derailed by my emotion, but I'm really blessed, as it were. All right, last call. Also join my Patreon. I drop stuff on there periodically. I will definitely be dropping a little preview once I've gotten a little further in my training video editing. I'm really excited to do that. I actually have it up on my computer here right now. Let's see. It's just like raw footage right now, and there's not actually any trains. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't show that part. I gotta blur out some naked bits. There's gonna be, yeah. There's a little hobo shower scene. Rushan says, awesome stream tonight. Thank you. Boxer Man says, boys don't cry. Are you talking about the book or just as a statement? I'm not sure. But boys do cry. It's okay. It's okay to show emotion. Okay. Great stream, great questions, great folks in chat. I'm super glad that you could join me. And to everybody that had good, respectful questions to ask. Thank you, and I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing to understand better and reach out. And if you're questioning, it's okay to question. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can always figure out that it wasn't for you, but you know, you don't want to die wondering. So explore. It's okay. It's a new world. We're evolving. All right. Yeah, thanks everybody. I hope you all have a really great week, and I'll catch you another time, okay? Take care of yourselves.